Hello everyone! Today my video will be about KPI, objectives, targets, goals, and this is very interesting topic. I'm a lead auditor and I'm auditing a lot of interesting companies with famous names. They all have their KPIs, where they're going, their strategic goal. Not all companies defining these strategic goals properly. Even most famous companies who has endless resources cannot describe their KPIs properly. Usually, the most companies, and it's coming from the small startups, have one main goal: to be profitable, right? The only right KPIs, it's what you personally can act on. So a lot of people in company cannot make the company profitable. They support somebody else. They support sales department, they support CEO, they support financial department. Financial team support other people who making product or who making services. So to set up goal, to set up strategic objectives for all people as one, it's not correct. At the same time, sometimes the most obvious objectives are not correct because it's cannot be affected by you. You cannot act on that. For example, let's take environmental objectives, and I love that one because a lot of companies, especially famous name, they want to really have great reputation and environmental part, but they cannot always choose proper objectives. For example, the company choosing objectives as decrease electricity usage, but at the same time they have a quality or business objectives to increase profit or to increase revenue. And in that case, increasing profit, they have to build more parts, for example, or they have to provide more services. And this will lead for more energy consumption, which means the environmental goal interfering, contradicting to their business goals or to quality of the product goals. And in this case, you either can reach one or another. They cannot reach environmental goal because they need to be profitable. So this is the completely wrong setup of the goal. And at the same time, the goal, for example, to have zero security incidents or zero safety incidents, also wrong goal. How you can affect, you can do a lot of preventive measures and you can indirectly affect what you will have minimal, less or zero incidents, but you cannot say, I will do this thing and it will mean 100% zero incidents. So this is absolutely wrong goal because you cannot act on that. No one can act on that. Another wrong example of the goals, what I can give you is its company setting goal to have continuous improvement ideas or near misses ideas. For those who don't know what does it mean, near misses or continuous improvement, it's when people from the entire company note something what can be improved or what can lead to cybersecurity incidents, what can lead to safety incident, environmental incident, and they suggesting to do this improvement. So some companies make these continuous improvement ideas or near misses ideas as a separate KPIs, which is also wrong. Some ideas are good, some ideas are bad. Some ideas are not high priority for the company because there is no endless resources, so companies should prioritize their resources. To have this number of ideas without filtering as the main KPI usually lead to people abandoning their main job, their main responsibility, and start creating crazy ideas. How to improve this, how to improve that. So all continuous improvement ideas or all near misses ideas should go through the filter of other people, of finance, to set up the priorities. Do we need this improvement right now? Will it add value to the company? Can we afford that? It means even if you will create 10 or 15 ideas, you will not be doing your main job in this time. But all these 15 ideas will not go through the filtering because they're not adding value. So it's pointless to make this raw number of ideas also the main KPI or main objectives. So the company should come to the KPI very thoroughly. The main KPI for the company could be one, but how to achieve that main KPI, main objective, main strategic objectives for the company, all different departments, all different people should have different objectives, which would be indirectly affecting the main objectives, but for each person, this separate indirect will be what they can act directly. I promise you to give examples based on a small farm, small homesteads, on a chickens example. A lot of people who decided to have backyard chickens, they also set up wrong goals. When I'm talking about goals, I mean the goals or KPIs as the marker of success of this small project. So you're not just having chicken, you know what this project is successful. So a lot of people put these KPIs as number of eggs. The number of eggs where chicken is laying is show the good demonstration what backyard chicken coop project is successful, which from my point of view also kind of wrong, because if you're not earning money, if it's not your main profitable business, the egg itself shouldn't be the KPIs, shouldn't be the objectives, and I will explain why. Chickens can decrease laying eggs if they sick, if it's shorter light day, for example in winter, or if it's cold outside, if they're going through the molting season when they shedding the feathers. So all these affecting how many eggs chickens are laying. It's also adding to the choice of the breed. For example, some of the breeds laying only 150 eggs in a year, so it's not even each other day. If you have another job, if you're taking care of kids, if you have full-time job, you cannot spend all the time to maintain chicken. The great KPI would be here. It's healthy chickens, which will lead to the low maintenance. You establishing systematic processes for your backyard chickens where you do all preventive measures, passive safety measures, to have some infectious disease or worms or something like that. In exchange, you have eggs, but it's more like a side effect. It's more like a cherry on top of healthy chicken, healthy, happy chickens. And the main KPIs here should be the established process in a way where chickens will be healthy, happy, well fed, but you will spend less and less efforts to do that, and will minimize all risk from diseases, predators, and all kind of stuff to take care of those. So that would be the greatest KPI, to measure each time, each day, how many hours you spend to take care on chickens and what would be the outcome, how often your chicken being sick, how often they laying eggs. If they laying not as many eggs as possible, if they laying maximum eggs for this breed, for example 150, and they laying 150 and you have those numbers, it means you're successful, but not because you are raising max numbers, you're achieving the max numbers of laying eggs, but because it's just a side effect of how healthy your chickens are, and you not lose any chickens. Sometimes big farmers, which I was auditing, big manufacturers, huge famous brand companies also establishing wrong objectives. They can establish proper objectives for HQ, for top management, but then down to the teams, the objectives become more abstract and less achievable. It means the company overall, 80% of the company who actually earning money, who actually working on a field, they don't know where the company is going and what making they work successful in the big picture of the whole company. I hope this topic was interesting for you. If you put something in the comments, if you put questions or comments, I will be happy to share with you all insights and all interesting information what I know from my audits, from looking behind the curtain of how those big companies are working.